Good morning.
Good morning.
So today we're going to talk about something that is fun, and sometimes it's a little bit, makes people take a pause because we use the word mystic. And some people have mixed emotions with that. But our topic today is beyond the ordinary and embracing the mystic life. And the mystic is a person who really absorbs and surrenders to the love of the being that they believe in, to their source. That they surrender fully to it, and that they live in that. And we all can say that Jesus was a mystic because he knew who he was, and that he found that divinity. He found that, what he called his beloved Father, that divine beingness we might call God, or I know people call it Yahweh, source, love, universe. And we all have this opportunity to be that mystic, to live in that life. And I want to make sure that I explain that a mystic is not about being a guru necessarily, saying, okay, follow me in everything I tell you, or, I'm going to guide you, but I'm going to stop when I think that you're not ready. Right? So becoming a mystic is going to depend on each individual person and how they grow and how they surrender to their divinity. And today's daily word, surrender, was very appropriate. And surrender is a hard word for us because in our mind, surrender means that we can't fight for our cause, or that we can't fight for what's right. No, surrender means giving up the fight and embracing the love. Surrender means giving up the chaos and embracing the oneness. Surrender means letting go of the worry to have that faith of knowing that we are all one, and that we are being taken care of, and that the universe will provide. And as we do that, we are taking more and more into that mystic within. You know that the kingdom of heaven is within. So it's all here. We have it. We have access to it. And, sometimes I've heard people say, well, I just need the combination, or I just need the key, or I just need more information. But here's the thing. There's no separation other than the barrier that we've created, that we are under the illusion that's there. Source is always there. And remember, source gives you that still, soft whisper. And it doesn't explain itself. It doesn't tell you why you should do it. It just tells you to follow it. In our mind, which has those thoughts and where the ego kind of lies in our mind, right, is that like, okay, make the list. Weigh the pros and cons. Well, I'm kind of afraid of doing that. And so surrendering those thoughts, surrendering that to say, okay, thank you for sharing with me. And a wonderful example is what we've been through this week. So I have been through situations where the spirituality that I was looking for in my ministries was not there. The love was not there. It was missing. Interviews started off with bullying or agendas or different kinds of things. And when you've been through that it's not what you perceive that it should be, right? Because I'm thinking, I go to a Unity church, it should only love. Well, it's not always like that, okay? So we're all fallible. And so this one, you're here, this wonderful energy of love. And there was this momentary where there was no negative feeling about don't do this, but that fear was so loud with what if? What if? And I don't know how your fear feels, but mine is like so loud, like my heart beats in my ears, and I get that clogged throat, like I can't swallow the cry. And it was like, but I'm not feeling negative. But the fear is so loud, I can't feel the peace. I can't feel the stillness and take breaths. And knowing that it wasn't wrong, but I had to surrender the fear to God. knowing that I'm in the right place at the right time, that we're doing the right work together, right? And so it could have been that if I let the fear rule, I would have ran away 2 days ago, right? Or last night or something. I could have ran away, but I know that this is right. But I'm surrendering the fear. I'm surrendering the what if, and I'm surrendering living in the rearview mirror to move forward in this excitement of love. Now, what does that have to do with being mystic? Everything. Everything, because our day-to-day is complicated, or recomplicated. Fear comes in, hesitation comes in, doubt comes in. And we can allow that doubt to consume us, right? We can allow that to be the guide. But when we surrender and we go to the divine within, which is usually, sometimes that voice is loud for me to pay attention, but usually it's that, just keep doing, just pause, just stop. It doesn't give all, do this and this and this and this and this and this, and everything will be just like you want it. I mean, that'd be great if we got that, right? If it was, you got up in the morning and it was written on the bathroom mirror, here are your steps today, sign God, you know. And Wayne Dyer has this wonderful quote that, this is good morning, this is God. I will be handling all of your problems today, and I do not need your help. Have a wonderful day. Okay? Now, I probably Sharonized it a little, but that was the message, and I love it. And I have it where I can see it every day. I will be handling all your problems, and I don't need your help. So it's kind of like the quote that we just read about. I'm paying a professional worrier. We have somebody to take care of that. For them, it doesn't exist. For love, it doesn't exist. It's just going to be nothing, because only love exists. So our first quote, thank you, is John 14:20. And on that day you will know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. And this is what Jesus was saying. Right? So on that day you will know that I am my Father, and you in me, and I in you. What was Jesus saying? That day will come for us as we apply these teachings, that we will know that we are all one, that we are all divine, that we're not separated. So if I am one with the Father, and I am one with you, I am one with the rest of the world, we're all connected, there is love. And that love will do what? It will override everything else when we allow ourselves to step into that Christ, right? The Christ light, the Christ within. When we allow ourselves to embrace that and to live that and to be in that space, things will come more simply. We won't notice a problem. It'll just have rolled down our back like a duck with water. You know, it'll just move. So how do we do that? How do we do it? One step at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time. Whatever it takes. And here's the thing is that we have this opportunity, right? Carrie did it earlier about, for now, or I don't know what she said, but again, it was like, well, right now everything is okay. And then she goes, wait, it is okay, right? So it's that edit and do. That's what we call it at my house, edit and do. So when we catch ourselves, we're moving that energy out of the way, right? We're saying, no, I did not mean that. That is not where the truth I'm going to hang on. I'm going to tap into that you are my source, and that you want the best for me. But you love me so much, you're going to give me exactly what I'm talking about, exactly what I'm saying, exactly what I'm creating, exactly that. And so when we can think about this, what wonderful creative manifestors we are with everything we've had. And so, you know, it's like with all the bad and all the struggles, we created that. We created that. And if we can create that, we can definitely create something much better. It's just that we're taught that those creations are the real creations and what we have to figure out. But we don't. It's more about saying thank you. You know, you ever have those thoughts come into your mind and you're trying to rule them out, right? So it's like, I go, thank you for sharing with me, now go away. You know? And like, have you ever tried to, and I'm going to say try, because those moments when you're really into wanting to meditate and all of these thoughts keep coming in, right? And then you're getting frustrated, you're trying harder, and it looks like, you know. And so it's not a peaceful meditation, right? So as it comes in, instead of trying to argue it out, is to say, thank you for sharing. Just let it go on past. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for reminding me I have to go to the grocery store. Just allowing it to pass because our thoughts don't stop. But we will catch hold. Have you ever been like through a meditation, going through a forgiveness practice, and then you get into the story about how that person hurt you so bad, and what you wish you'd have done? Well, obviously we haven't forgiven, right? Because we're holding on to that story. And then, but to me, that is a great reminder to say, I still have work to do. All right, I haven't gotten that one yet. I'm willing, Spirit, to forgive. Hear me, I'm willing. And I'm okay to take your help on this. I'm okay to take your help. But this mystic is, it's not about ignoring our life and not handling things like, it's not about not paying the bills. It's not about not being grounded. It's about starting to build this trust that is unwavering. That's what faith is, right? That's what faith is. And so, you know, we are the expression of the divine. We are the divine idea and divine expression that God manifested, right? And so when those wonderful ideas or dreams come to us, in order for them to move forward, we have to have the faith. But the dream or the desire is the bridge from the idea to the faith, and then we take the faith to allow it to continue. And this opens up those qualities, those mystic qualities, because we are believing, God's got this. God's got this. I've given it over. I know. I've got it. And if I'm supposed to do anything else, I'm going to know. It's going to hit me at the right and perfect time. I'm going to know. Right? And here's the thing, too. Spirit will show up on time, but it may be at that last minute. Right? And so when we're in those places and we're, where are you, God? Where are you, God? I need to get you a taxi. Where are you? It's like we have to really have that faith. Thank you for showing up. And so if it doesn't show up, what does that mean? Now, we can say it's not the right time, but it's also an opportunity for us to evaluate, in what step did I say maybe it won't happen? In what part did I say, no, I can live without it? In what part did I say, well, I really shouldn't spend my money on it? Whatever. So, even when that moment doesn't unfold in the way that we thought we needed, we have that opportunity to look and say, where was I not honoring the process? Where did I not have the faith? That's not a failure, that's a success because you learned something. So we bless it as success. Right? We bless it as success. But it's knowing that that divine in us is moving us towards a greater life. And it's being in that joy and that love and that faith and fun, right? Fun. Because to move in a wonderful energetic vibration, there has to be enjoyment. It has to be liking it. So if you're like going with your feet dragging every step of the way, or you've got all these garbage bags of your issues tied around your feet, how far are you going to get? You're not at, walk with 3 garbage bags around each foot, right? Full, right? And see how far you get. But it's there. The divine is there. It's always hearing, but the divine loves us so much, it's going to give us exactly what we are saying, thinking, projecting out into the world. And it is so easy. It is so easy to say, well, maybe now's not the time. Not right now. Or maybe, well, I don't need that. I don't have to have that. I can live without that. when we're doing that, we are saying, no, not really. No, not really. And so we're shifting the energy. And so it's like we are not allowing the space for it to break ground because we keep bringing the plant back in, right? We cover more soil on top. And so it's starting to, in this word faith. Faith is unwavering, and it's believing, it's holding on to that knowingness and that oneness. And that's what the mystic is about. It is about being in that absolute ideal or truth that the love that you have for this God, this universe, this beingness, this love is unwavering, knowing that it will pull me through this. The next quote is Myrtle Fillmore. Oh, you got it. Okay. When we desire with all our heart to know God, we shall find Him within ourselves. And that's what I'm talking about, right? Where will we find God? Within ourselves. That is where it is. The kingdom of heaven is within. That guidance comes from within. We get this. We might get signs out here, but it's like, can you send me one more sign? Can you send me another sign? I want a better sign, right? And so, and I can share a story with that. So I had a client, but I still know her. She's not dead or anything. But she said, just tell my guides to give me a sign. And I said, okay. They're saying that God is going to send you a feather. So that morning, she went out to walk her dogs, and she had several wolf hybrid dogs. I think she had 3. And there was a little bitty downy feather on her welcome mat. So she picked it up, and she says, well, God, thank you, but could I have a bigger feather? Just today. So they're on the walk, and as they're coming back, there's a big hawk's feather. And she picked that up. She said, well, God, this is kind of old and dry. I would like something fresher. You know where this is going, right? Mm. And so she goes home, and she's working, and the dogs are outside, but all of a sudden there's this ruckus, and they're coming in, and there's just this ruckus. And she looks at him, and the one dog drops a live bird in her lap. Can you get any fresher than that? But still, she was getting it, but she didn't have to. If the faith was instilled, the downy feather would have been enough. Right? The downy feather. And then she would have seen the other things along the way, thinking, woo-hoo, and I am on this wonderful path. Right? God is clearing that path and making the way. So, but these are the ways that we have these, what we're getting is not enough. We need it bigger. We need it bigger. We need it bigger. How big do we need God's love to be for us to have that faith? Because if God's not blocking the love, we may be thinking we're not worthy of the love, or we don't have time to sit and find it because we've got too much to do. Right? So that love will shine through, it'll illuminate. And so the next paragraph is by Eric Butterworth, and Discover the Power Within You. Should I not be turning? I can do this. Okay. Jesus was not a man who became the Christ. He was a man who discovered the Christ and lived from that awareness. And that's what he was trying to teach us, is everything you need to have a happy, joyful life is within you if you have but the faith and the love to accept it. And when Jesus talked about follow me, it wasn't like I am the only one that can get you to heaven. He was saying, I'm giving you these teachings that if you really apply them, you have an opportunity for something. You have an opportunity. And that's what we are here, and that's what we're in unity, is that we know that our words create our reality. We know that love heals. We know that we are the divine beings, that we can be healthy, we can be prosperous, we can be filled with a wonderful life. And that is a mystic life. So I encourage you to embrace that mystic within you, even if you feel like it needs training wheels. Okay? Right? And then each time that we realize, oh, I was thinking backwards, just, I forgive me, and let's move forward. Right? Of being kind to ourselves. But don't be afraid to be what Jesus was in the teaching. Don't be afraid to be that mystic. Don't be afraid to learn more than whatever we've ever been taught. To go into undiscovered territory and do it with fun and curiosity and exploration and adventure in each moment. And shift up your day. So do something tomorrow. Do it backwards, like eat dessert first. Maybe it's like giving yourself permission to do something you haven't done yet, or to do it differently, right? Because that helps to break loose the energy. So are we ready to embrace the mystic? And, you know, I'm encouraging all of us. You know, I would put it out as a challenge, but that might seem as like, so I know I'm in Texas and don't tell me what to do. So, but it's like, and again, just being silly, but it's like, but, you know, to put it out there, to tap into that surrender of allowing the mystic to be your guide, the mystic to be the love and expression.
Amen.
Amen.